What's up, everyone? Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for joining me. As always, I appreciate it. And to those who have been watching my stuff, my movie reviews, my short films, thank you. I do appreciate the support. As always, I can never stop saying thank you in the beginning of my videos, my movie reviews. But let's get straight to it. This movie review will be a quick one. It will be based on Maxxxine, the third film of X, then Pearl, and then Maxxxine, which follows. And to be honest with you, I was disappointed with Maxxxine. The same way I was disappointed with Pearl. Now, Mia Goth is a great actress. I love her acting. I like the story that, X started with, like pretty much a killing film, slasher, if you will. Porn industry, or these people making a porn video, and they go to this farm to rent out this space, and then the farmer and his wife, they're killers and end up killing them. And Mia Goth's character, Maxxxine, is the only one who survives. And I had fun with that movie. I thought it was cool. I enjoyed it. Mia Goth played the older woman as well as Maxxxine character. And in Pearl, she reprises her role of the old woman, but a younger version. So it's a prequel. Her name is Pearl, the character. And for that one, it just didn't hit for me. It was a little bit too slow for me. A lot more dialogue-y. There's a lot of scenes where she's just delivering a monologue, and she does a great job at it, but it just was not for me. I think there was some choices for the characters that they had them act like or choose when when you feel like something's off, but you, instead of watching your back or being hasty and leaving, you just take your sweet time, and then here she comes coming at you to kill you or catches you off guard and kills you, Pearl character. So I don't know. It was a miss for me for that one. I think I gave it a thumbs up, a thumbs down. Maxxxine, I felt like it had a lot of potential, and it just missed a lot of marks for me. It was focused on, and parts of the film, the killer, Richard, I forget his name. I know it's based off of an actual killer. I did see the documentary of him. I think it's Richard Ramirez or something, the Night Stalker. That was what he went by. And, they kind of threw that into the mix. So you figure, is she getting stalked by the Night Stalker? But then there was aspects of throughout the film later on where she's getting stalked. The person knows what she did in X, having, killed the old lady because she was obviously defending herself. But realizing, the person's giving her the tape, I know what you did. And it's okay, so it can't be the Night Stalker because it just, I don't know, did you change the character, this real person, and fit them into the story? It just didn't seem like that was the case, so I was like, that can't be what's going on. So throughout the film, she has PTSD. She sees the old lady, and I didn't like the fact that they never touched upon the PTSD aspect of it for her, and I just thought that was a wasted potential. She's obviously fearful for her life in parts, but at the same time, she's a strong character and not fearful. So it was you didn't get a sense of perhaps doom for her, even when she does get captured. She just handles herself pretty much in a way where it's she knows she's caught and she's probably going to get killed. But when it comes down to it, she's very a strong character. And they didn't play to the PTSD. I didn't like that. Then at one point, I thought maybe it was in her mind that she's getting stalked and the killings that are happening is actually her. So I thought that, but then that would have made sense based off some of the scenes that were going on. So I'm like, she can't be the killer. Because then, if you try to do that twist, you'd have to explain how certain things with her are involved or not involved would not make sense. So that threw me off. And then I had another idea of a possibility, and I forgot what the heck the idea was at the time. But then I had this other idea that maybe this is what's going on, and it just wasn't the case. It turns out it was her father, who I don't know if it's the father as a preacher father or her father who is a preacher. But he turns out to be the one that was, getting her followed and stalked and wanting to bring her back into the cults, if you will, the religious aspect. Obviously it's not for the best because the way he's handling things. So that's not the type of person you want to be around in terms of, God and church and whatnot. So he was pretty much in the first two films, I believe, when they put the video, someone's watching TV, there's a preacher, it's in black and white. I believe that's who he was. So it missed the mark for me, the film. I was really anticipating it because I do love X, and even though I didn't care for Pearl much, I was still for the franchise. And Maxxxine, it just didn't hit. Like, you're going the arc of the character Maxxine in the three films. It was just weird for me. I didn't really care for it. But if you've seen Pearl and X, I'd say go ahead and watch it. But I'd probably have to give it. It's watchable for what it was. If it wasn't the third film in the trilogy, I would have been okay with it. I wouldn't have been one of the best films even then. Like, it was crazy, but it still would be enjoyable. I'd give it a thumbs up and a thumbs down, just like Pearl, because it just missed a lot of marks. It was just, I felt like it didn't know what it wanted to be, what it wanted to do. Like, they knew they wanted to make a trilogy, but where to go with it, it was just, I don't know. It just seemed like it was all over the place in ways. Again, the Night Stalker aspect, like, they could have just done without, because at the end of the day, it just didn't go anywhere. The highlight of the film, besides Mia Goth, who's a great actress, was Kevin Bacon's character, who was pretty much like the person who was sent out to, like, follow her and stuff. I thought he did a great job. His acting was like, he was just cool, his character. So that's what I got for that, for Maxxine. A quick little movie review spoiler, if you will. My next spoiler movie review will be Twisters. I did enjoy Twisters, so check out that. But again, Maxxine, it just missed the mark. It didn't hit as much as I wanted to. X is still the best of the films for me. Some people will argue Pearl. I know some people that will say Pearl was better, but again, it's all based on what you prefer, what you like in film. And for me, it's just X, and then the next two just didn't hit for me. I really do feel like it deserves a fourth film to really, I guess, tie things in with I just feel like she's not done as a character. The story, I don't know. I just feel like the fourth film somehow to really, like, end the arc properly, I guess is the best way I could say. But yeah, that's all I got to say with that. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time. Later.